welcome to another Hero Arts video. Today I'm sharing a card using this real leaf stamp set from Hero Arts. Just taking one of the leaves from this stamp set to create this card. And here's a look at the card that we'll be creating today. Using lots of fun techniques using distress inks and stamping with some pattern paper. So what you'll need is watercolour paper from Hero Arts along with Fire Brick Red, Rusty Hinge, Scattered Straw and Vintage Photo Distress inks. So just taking one of the leaves from that stamp set, I've already applied it to my block here. Next we'll take some Fire Brick Red Distress ink and ink up our stamp. And stamp directly to the watercolour paper. Just cleaning off my stamp, and then we'll move on to the next colour, which is Rusty Hinge. Once again, inking up the stamp. And stamping directly onto the watercolour paper. And finally, adding some scattered straw by doing the same process. Okay, so here comes the fun part. As we know, distress inks with water, when they meet, they react. So just taking a mini mister full of water, we're just going to lightly spritz each of the leaves a couple of times so that this becomes what's called a wicking effect. Now, Jen McGuire used this technique in her Christmas card class last year, and I thought it'd be fun to use it again today. So as you can see here, the water has started to react with the distress ink. So then what you want to do is just take your heat tool and heat set this to stop the process wicking any further. Okay, just finishing off the heat setting. So next what we'll do is trim each of these leaves out. Okay, and this is what the end result is. So I just want to add some vintage photo to the edges of these leaves, just to give it a little bit more of a highlighted look. So taking the vintage photo distress ink and an ink blending tool, just adding a touch of the vintage photo to the edges of each of the leaves. So I'll just repeat this process for each of the leaves. And there we go, that's the leaves ready to be put onto the card. So next we'll start assembling our card. I've just taken some strips of pattern paper and cut them into small strips as well as a larger strip. And now we'll adhere this to a trimmed piece of white cardstock. So just adhering the top piece. And now doing the same process with the bottom piece, applying some adhesive and just lining up our paper and adhering. Okay, so to add a different look to the card and just cutting some small strips out of some pattern paper, we just want to adhere this to the top and bottom pieces of the white cardstock. Okay, so just realising I don't have enough glue here, so just applying a little bit more. and just lining up and adhering to the cardstock. So we'll do this with the same piece at the bottom. Okay, so that is the base of where the leaves will be sitting inside of that. And we just want to adhere these with some foam dimensionals. I'm just adjusting the middle leaf here. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that. So what we'll do is we'll adhere this to our white card now. And we just want to adhere this to the top of the card, towards the top I should say, which gives us a little bit of room to work with the sentiment at the bottom. So just applying some adhesive and positioning where I want it to be on the card. Okay, so we have some pieces overhanging, so we'll just trim them off with our scissors. Okay, so that's the top of the card done. So now we'll work on our sentiment and our piece of twine that will go around the base bit. So just taking some twine, you just want to reel off enough that you can go around the base bit 3 times, and this just gives it a real rustic autumn look. Now I'm no expert at actually tying bows here, I just sort of go with it, wrap it around and adjust the bow as it needs to be and then pull tightly. So just tying the bow off here. So I'm just adjusting it to sort of sit a little bit underneath the pattern paper. Okay, so I'm happy with the bow, so we'll just trim our ends off. And next we'll work on our sentiment. And the sentiment is a happy birthday sentiment from the Type stamp set. So I've already put this onto my block, and we'll use some Hero Hues dye ink from, this one's a black dye ink. So just inking up our stamp. And then just stamping a little bit underneath the twine. And just pushing down for even pressure. And there we go, that's our sentiment. So to finish off the card, we just want to add a few little gemstones to the base. And these kind of match the leaves on the card. Now I always try to go with uneven numbers when putting gemstones on. I get asked quite a few questions about this, so I always try to go with uneven numbers. Okay, so that's the completed card today. I hope you've actually enjoyed watching the video and that you have picked up some techniques that you'd like to try out. I've also got a couple of cards here as well as inspiration to use with the same stamp set. Here's the first one using some pattern paper and creating a window, using the same technique with the leaves. The second one is just creating a background, using some stamping and some distress inks, along with the same technique for the leaf. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit Hero Arts.